And when I looked at the text and discovered it, brothers and sisters, I came up with the infallible fact that there's some storms that you must go through all by yourself. Is there anybody in here can just attest today that there's some storm that you have to go through all by yourself? Mother couldn't help your father, was not able to be there, but just you and God, and you are able to say now, I thank God for allowing me to go through, because the same thing that I was going through is not the same thing that God is getting ready to take me to. And so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they would not deny their God. They were separated, don't know what Daniel was, because the last time I read, Daniel was sitting at the king's gate. But here now it is. His three friends are thrown in a fiery furnace. But I thank God that the fire couldn't touch them, because the furnace could not mess with them, because God showed up. Is there anybody here know that God will show up? Can I say it how I feel it? He may not come when I want him, but I know that he'll be there on time. And so, brothers and sisters, here it is. God shows up. He brings Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego out of this fiery furnace. And you hear nothing else about Daniel until you get to the end of chapter 5. And I noticed in chapter 1 they were taken captive. And chapter 3, Daniel was not found. But all of a sudden, at the end of chapter 5, you'll find out, well, King Nebuchadnezzar had faded off, and King Belshazzar had now taken over, and he wanted somebody to give him, to interpret his dream of the handwriting that was on the wall. And nobody could interpret this dream. The king said, well, I'd rather slay everybody, all the wise men in the kingdom. But somebody said, go get that boy from Judah by the name of Daniel. Daniel will interpret your dream. King, get Daniel. He tells Daniel, whoever interpret my dream, I'll give them fine clothes, I'll give them a gold chain, and I'll make them the third ruler in the kingdom. Daniel tells the king, keep your position, keep your gold, keep your clothes, but I'll still interpret your dream. And is there anybody in here can say, anytime you have the right motives, anytime you don't have an ulterior motive to doing what the Lord has wanted you to do, God will reach down and lift you up. Notice here, brothers and sisters, in chapter 1, they were captive. Chapter 3, Daniel was nowhere to be found. But all of a sudden, chapter 5, Daniel is getting ready to receive a promotion. And that shows me one thing, brothers and sisters, that it doesn't matter what kind of deal or what kind of problems that the enemy puts me in, as long as God has his hands on me, as long as God has his eyes on me, as long as God is going to protect me, the devil in hell can't stop what God is getting ready to do. And I want to just tell y'all that in your promotion, you can hold on to your promotion. You don't have to lose your promotion, but make sure while they're plotting on removing you from your promotion, you be praying to your God, not for the promotion, but pray to God to protect you for the time of persecution. Because there's some folk that want to wipe you out. There's some folk want to take you out. There's some folk want to get rid of you now. Because if they don't get rid of you now, then you'll be something great. And I stop by to tell you, Todd just sung the song, what God has for me. I wish I had a witness here. Is there anybody here know what God has for me? It's just for me. You see, Daniel here, they, yes, God, yes, raised him up. And this showed me one thing, that God can even use your enemies to lift you up. Because notice here that these kings, some of them did not believe in God before Daniel showed up. But the good news is that they saw how the Lord had brought Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego out of the fiery furnace. And they said that this God is real. And I want to just stay there and tell you, brothers and sisters, that it's good news to know that even if my enemies don't believe in my God, one thing they will know is that my God is able. Look somebody in the eyes and say, neighbor, my God is able. Yes, Lord. And the enemy plotted against Daniel's promotion. devotion, and Daniel prayed, but then they persecuted him, but God protected him, and God made him a prosperous man. Notice what verse 28 says. It said, so this Daniel prospered in the region of Darius and in the region of Cyrus the Persian. And I want to tell y'all today that I thank God that he blessed Daniel right there. Have I got a witness here? Somebody here, every time something goes wrong, you want to run somewhere else. But I want to tell you that the Lord can bless you right there. Grab your neighbor by the hand and tell him, say, neighbor, my God can bless me right here. Have I got a witness here? Is there anybody here? No, the Lord will bless you. Is there anybody here? Got favor? No, you got favor in your faith. Is there anybody here? No, the Lord walks with you. No, the Lord talks with you. And you know the Lord tells you that you are his own. Is there anybody in here can testify and say, I know he's brought me from a mighty long ways. Have I got a witness here? I want to tell y'all that they threw Daniel in the lion's den. But the word says God did not let those lions eat Daniel's flesh. Haven't got a witness here. I want to tell y'all, when Satan is at his best, God is better than Satan. Ain't God all right? Notice here, y'all, Daniel was in the lion's den, but the lions could not bother Daniel. What God did, he gave them some spiritual NyQuil. Have I got a witness here? He put the lions sound asleep so they couldn't bother Daniel. Ain't God all right? Somebody here, you've been casted among many lions. They want to kill you. They want to take you out. But my God will put the lions to sleep. Is there anybody here know that the Lord will put your lions to sleep? Somebody here owes the mortgage company. God will put the mortgage company to sleep. Have I got a witness here? Somebody here owes the finance company. They're talking about repossessing your car. But I want to tell you that God will put them to sleep. Ain't God all right? Somebody here is having trouble with the judicial system. I want to tell you that God will put them to sleep. Ain't God all right? Somebody here have a financial burden. But I want to tell you that God will put brokenness to sleep. He may not come when you want him to come. He may not come when you think he ought to come. But he'll show up right on time.